Hey everybody, welcome back here to A Place to Heal. I'm Marie. I want you to please excuse the lighting in this video because today I'm going to show you how to make this great rubbing alcohol tincture. This type of tincture is not to drink. You cannot, please, I repeat, you cannot take this tincture internally. This is a topical tincture, and I have this thing, don't ask me why, but I have this thing where I do not mix tinctures during the day. So it's at night here, the sun has gone down, and the lighting is not the best, so hang in there with me, guys. I'm really sorry, and hopefully I'll be manifesting a house soon, and I can get into a bigger place and do better videos for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be kind of out of the camera range because I want to have this in front of you so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to lower the camera here. Okay. Yeah, a little bit more. All right. So what you want to do is you want to get yourself a nice clean glass jar, and you know, something that will hold a mason jar lid. You can also use a mason jar, that's fine. This is just my favorite jar to do this in. Okay, and then this one that I'm gonna make today is actually for pain. It's for I do this for massage, for when people have a lot of pain in their calves or a lot of pain in their feet. This is the one that I use. But you can do this with carpal tunnel. You can do this with menstrual cramps, leg cramps, and even headaches. So what you want to do for that, like if you want to make one for headaches, just Google herbs that are great for headaches or herbs that are great for menstrual pain. And you want to pick 4 of those herbs, and that's how you're going to make this. But you want to remember that when you're making this, you're going to need quite a bit of herbs because it's going to be 80% herbs and 20% alcohol. And the alcohol that you're going to use is just going to be regular rubbing alcohol, not drinking alcohol. You want to use regular rubbing alcohol. And you want to make sure that it's anywhere from 91 to 99% rubbing alcohol. Okay, and now I know that this is a very old recipe. It's you know, it's folk medicine recipe. Not a lot of people have heard it, but trust me, it really works. And most of the people nowadays, the only people that use it are, they use it with hemp or cannabis. And since I'm all out of cannabis today, we're going to do it this way. All right. So, all right. So let's get started. All right. So here I have my nice clean jar, and I have the first herb that I'm going to be using in this is going to be frankincense. It's frankincense powder, and let me shove it all in there. And this is also frankincense, I just recently found out, is also known as boswellia. So now, if you're going to do any mixing in these, please do not use metal. I see a lot of people on Yahoo and Facebook and stuff stirring their tinctures with metal objects. That ruins the tincture. Cannot come in contact with metal. Okay, so the second one, that was frankincense. And this one is going to be valerian root. And what valerian root does is it actually calms the muscles. It like puts them to sleep. Okay. Now the third one that I'm going to be using is going to be Devil's Claw. Devil's Claw is also a great, great pain reliever. And these tinctures ran me about $5 a bag. So you're looking at about $20 for the herbs, and then, you know, about $1 or $2 for the alcohol. So you're looking at about $22. Okay, and this one is white willow bark, which is also a great pain reliever. So there you go. That's about 80%. And then the last 20% is going to be alcohol. You just want to put it in there and keep filling it up. Okay. Then at this point, I like to mix it a little bit. You can actually mix all the herbs together before you put them in here. You know, you could do it that way too. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake it up. Want to make sure that that frankincense is nice and mixed up in there. Okay. You want to make sure it's nice and mixed in. There's nothing at the bottom. Okay. And then we're going to pour in some more alcohol. Okay. You just want to leave a tiny little bit for it to be able to air at the top. Now, again, do not use metal to mix this. The metal will ruin the tincture. You want to use a plastic spoon. If you have to, go out and buy a plastic one. I'm sorry, a wooden one, not plastic. A wooden spoon. They sell them in actual sets at Bed Bath & Beyond. Okay. Now the next thing that you want to do is you want to take some cling wrap. I like to use the cling wrap, and you want to put it on top of the jar, and then you can put your lid on. The reason you're doing this is because there is metal on here, and you do not, I see a lot of people on Facebook making tinctures, and when they make tinctures, they put the cap right on there, and the metal is touching the tincture and the alcohol, and it pretty much ruins the tincture. Okay, so you don't want that. So you put your plastic on there, and then you're going to put your lid on there nice and tight. Make sure it's nice and tight. Shake it up one more time. Okay, and then tinctures need to be dark. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're doing it with vodka alcohol or you're doing it with regular alcohol. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Reynolds wrap. Okay, and I'm going to put it, and I'm going to make it nice and dark. Okay. And then I can go ahead and I'm going to label it. Okay, so once you have it all in your, there, it's nice and tight and everything. Like I said, you want to label it, and you're going to label it for 30 days out from today. Whenever you decide that you want to do a tincture, you want to do it on a day when you haven't been having a fight with your husband, you haven't been having fights with your children, you haven't been frustrated because you've been stuck in traffic. You want to do it on a day when you are feeling really good, because your energy, since we are energy, you're going to pass that energy into your tincture. Today, I have been very hyper. I have been feeling really good. I've had really good energy. So that is what's going to go into this tincture. This tincture is going to have some awesome, I mean awesome energy. I can already tell you that the minute that this is done, I can put it on someone's calves or underneath their feet, and they're going to go, whoa, does that feel good? I feel energized. I feel awesome, because that's what's going to happen. You know, when I was really little, I used to go to Long Island, where my aunt used to live. I used to go, when I was really little, I used to go over to my aunt's house, and she would make meringue. And she did not like using, she was a baker, and she did not like using the apparatuses. She always wanted you to beat the eggs and fold in the sugar by hand. And it was the very first time in my life, I remember I was about 8 years old, where there was a lady there, and she was beating the eggs and stuff, and the eggs just kept, mine was nice and fluffy, and you know, it was beautiful, and it was building up, and this lady's, I mean, she was like, her arm was ready to fall off, and she kept beating them, and the eggs kept getting more and more watery. And finally, I remember my aunt taking the bowl from her and telling her, you have really bad energy. And I never understood what the heck that meant. I was like, what the heck does she mean she has bad energy? And the same thing I've now learned as an adult while I've been making these tinctures, that the same thing goes for tinctures. The person making them is transferring that energy into those tinctures. And I'm going to grab a tincture so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a tincture, and I actually have sleeves instead of, if I don't have any sleeves, I use the Reynolds wrap, but I usually have sleeves that I put on my tinctures to keep them dark. And as you can see, this tincture has to be decanted, what they call decanted, today. It's been getting ready for 30 days. But if you can see, can you see how beautiful and green those leaves are, and how clear that liquid is? I don't know if you can see that, but those leaves are nice, still nice and green, just like the day I put them in there. And there's people who have very bad energy, and when they make their tinctures, these leaves will actually turn black, and so will the water. The alcohol will turn bad. And when you open them, this one hasn't been opened in 30 days. When you open them, they smell like sewage. See, that one smells beautiful. That one's perfect. So the way I decant mine, so once after 30 days that you've done this, you want to decant it. I use one of these, it's a potato, I think it's a potato masher. But you can, you know, you can put it through a colander. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to use a colander because it's going to be easier to show you guys. Okay, so I have my colander and I have my tincture. Okay, that's it. That's all you do. Then you squeeze out your herbs. Okay. And You see how nice and clear that is? That's the way it's supposed to look. If by the end of the 30 days you finish your tincture and that tincture, the leaves have turned black, or the herbs that you put in there, the dried herbs have turned black, or this water, this alcohol tincture base has turned black, you don't want to consume it. You know, and you definitely don't want to buy it, because whoever did the tincture had some very bad energy and the tincture went bad. So I guess I'm gonna have to get a little bigger bottle. This is so this is a tincture that I would normally I would put in one of these bottles, a little 2-ounce dropper bottle, and this one is one that I can take internally. This one that I showed you guys how to make is not to be taken internally, but it basically, it works the same way. You want to decant them the same way, and then once this one is done, and you do what I just did, you take the liquid out, you separate the liquid from the herbs, you throw the herbs away. You cannot double dip with herbs. It does not work, because the alcohol has already pulled out everything from these herbs. So you throw the herbs away and you're left with some wonderful liquid. And at that point, you can take a dropper, or you can put it in a little bottle, and you can actually rub it on your skin for pain, or underneath your feet for pain, or you can put it on your forehead for pain, or you can put some in a little towel and put it on your forehead if you're having a headache, or if you're having a backache, somebody can rub it on your back and put a nice warm towel on it, and it will sink into your back, and it will take all your pain away. That's the one that I just showed you guys to make, and it has a rubbing alcohol base. Now, this folk tincture for pain should not be used if you are pregnant, lactating, or if you are a child under 4 years old. You should not use this. If you do decide you want to use it and you're pregnant, lactating, or you're a child under 4 years old, you want to use it on your child under 4, what you want to do is you want to use a little bit of coconut oil. So you would rub a little bit of coconut oil, and then you would use this with it. You want to break down the rubbing alcohol a little bit with some coconut oil, or some olive oil, or some grapeseed oil. I have some really great videos coming up with some really great home healing recipes that you all can use, and I'm going to give them to you right here for free. So stick with me, subscribe, like, comment, and I will see you in the next video. Stay happy, stay healthy. Bye-bye.